It's Puppet Master. I remember seeing this hero for the first time. Being a longtime Dota player, seeing skills like Puppeteer's Hold got me excited because they demonstrated skills that were unique to the Han engine. It's no coincidence that I chose Puppet to be my first standalone hero guide. He just happens to be my favorite hero. Now, before I start, I want to mention that this video won't contain footage of me annihilating people with Puppet Master. Why? Well, for starters, there's no replay option yet, and I'm lazy, but more importantly, it isn't really educational, and I'm trying to teach you something. So why is Puppet Master my favorite hero? Well, if you've seen my hero roles video, you'll know that I like to group my heroes into categories like carry, support, disabler, and initiator. What's cool about Puppet Master is that he's Han's first carry-disabler hybrid. Yeah, can you name me one other disabler hero that can carry? Sure, you can get a lot of kills with a hero like Succubus, but you wouldn't call her a carry. I don't think it's any coincidence that Puppet Master, one of S2's first unique heroes, is a hybrid of these roles. The developers were obviously looking at what kind of hybrids haven't been done yet and decided to do a carry-disabler hero. And, well, Puppet Master is the result. Complete with creative new abilities, he's brand spanking new and ready to kick all kinds of ass. It isn't hard to see how this new combination might scare a few people away. Should I play Puppet Master like a disabler hero or a carry hero? Should I get damage items or intellect-based items? A lot of the guys for Puppet Master usually get around this problem by recommending two different kinds of builds. A serious item build and a pub build. Usually the pub build focuses more on the carry side of Puppet, while the serious build leans more towards support. This is something I generally disagree with. If I'm playing a game that I'm not taking seriously, I don't need a guide to tell me what items to get to mess around with. Also, I feel like separating damage and disabling roles based on what kind of game you're playing kind of defeats the purpose of playing a hybrid hero. If you want to play a pure disabling hero, don't pick Puppet Master, pick something like Succubus. If you want a pure carry, get something like Madman. Because of this misconception, a lot of people think Puppet Master is a bad hero because he can't disable as well as other heroes. While that may be true, it's only because he's the jack of two trades, but the master of neither. But enough philosophical mumbo-jumbo. Let's go over his skills. We can first recognize that Puppet has two disabling skills and two skills focused around doing damage. First we have Puppeteer's Hold. As you probably know, it binds a hero to an area. If the enemy hero moves too far away from the area, he will become slowed and eventually be pulled back. Also, some people don't know this, but it also decreases attack speed. In a recent patch, Puppeteer's Hold now disables most blinking abilities such as Mage Bane's Flash or Kronos' Time Lead. Next, we have Puppet Show. It forces the target to attack units near him. The skill is programmed to prioritize towards attacking allied heroes first, then allied creeps, and finally anything else. As long as the hero is attacking something, he is completely silenced and unable to do anything else. All attacks done are also non-lethal. While this is one of the most powerful disables in the game, it suffers from the major drawback that if there isn't anything near the unit, Puppet Show does absolutely nothing. It's therefore vital that you cast it on someone who's standing next to something. His third skill is Whiplash. This ability alone is what gives Puppet the capacity to carry. Basically, every fifth attack you will shoot a green projectile that deals damage to all targets in a small area of effect. Also, based on its rank, it also causes this attack to deal double damage. So basically, every fifth attack deals double damage and splashes everything in a radius around the primary target. Note that, as of the latest patch, the attack counter will periodically go down while not attacking, making you automatically proc Whiplash more often when entering a fight. Last, but definitely not least, is Voodoo Puppet. Basically, you target an enemy hero, and a puppet appears next to Puppet Master which is connected to this hero. Any damage you deal to the puppet is felt by the hero, and the puppet takes extra damage. What this means is that you do damage to your enemy faster by attacking the puppet than the hero itself. The only way for the hero to unbind itself to the puppet is to move either 1,500 units away, or if the puppet is killed. Now, we're going to take a closer look at Puppet's skills. The skill build I choose for Puppet is usually always the same. I take Puppeteer's Hold first because having an ability to stop enemy heroes is important at level 1. After that, I take Whiplash and Puppet Show before ever putting a point into Hold again. Why do I do this? Well, because putting points in a Puppeteer's Hold only increases the duration, whereas putting points in a Puppet Show is more important because it increases the radius as well as the duration. The difference between rank 1 and rank 4 Puppeteer's Hold isn't as big of a deal as Puppet Show. Whiplash is taken as early as possible because when laning, it's key for last hitting. I wouldn't really recommend harassing with Whiplash because Puppet's auto attack is already good at harassing, and last hitting is more of a priority. For those of you who frequent the Han forums, you may recognize that I am indeed copying the skill build of a premium guide by Tiny Bilk Tears. It's a good guide and I encourage you to check it out if you have time. Another reason to level Puppet Show before Hold is the range. Although the range on Hold was buffed recently, the range on Puppet Show is still much longer than Hold. Because being able to get your disable off as quickly as possible is vital for any situation, having a high rank of Puppet Show is a priority. Since Puppet Show silences opponents, it's actually almost superior to Hold in most situations. Simply immobilizing an enemy hero isn't as good as completely silencing them, because it gives them a window of opportunity to fight back. Still, having one rank of Hold is indeed vital, which is why I get it at level 1. Contrary to popular belief, casting Voodoo Puppet early in a fight is much more effective than casting it later. In this example, a Puppet and a Valkyrie are ganking an enemy hero. Right after casting Puppet Show, Puppet Master drops his ult. Valkyrie casts Call of the Valkyrie and hits the enemy hero. However, Call of the Valkyrie also hits the Puppet, causing the same damage to be felt twice, this time even more. Auto-attacking the Puppet takes time in a team fight, but simply having it destroyed by random area of effect skills that take place anyways in the fight ensures that the damage is done without any extra effort. Now, who to target. Contrary to what you might think, knowing who to cast Voodoo Puppet on is extremely important. Why? Because Voodoo Puppet offers you the ability to damage an opponent no matter what his status is. Heroes that can go invisible will still be connected to the Puppet, allowing you to finish off wounded heroes like Scout or Nighthound even after they thought they have escaped. Voodoo Puppet is currently the only skill in the game which deals superior magic damage. What does this mean for you? Well, anyone with magic immunity can suck it. Ever been in a situation where a low HP Jerizai ulted and had Crusader Shield on? Well, since Voodoo Puppet deals superior magic damage, you can still kill him. Another cool trick that not many people know about or choose to utilize is the fact that you can actually spawn a puppet of an enemy and then, using Puppet Show, force them to attack it, effectively causing them to kill themselves. Another more easy thing to pull off early game is to drop the puppet near a tower while someone is chasing you. Assuming there's nothing else, the tower will prioritize against attacking the hero first. Usually the hero will give up once they get low HP. Too bad that they're still connected to the puppet, which the tower will then begin attacking. So then, items. What items are actually good for Puppet Master? It isn't an easy choice. Like I said, most people like to either play Puppet like a damage hero, and others like to play him like a disabler. Now, since Puppet Master doesn't need much mana or mana regen, most mana regen items are wasted on him. When choosing items for Puppet Master, you're mostly deciding between survivability, damage, or utility. For this reason, you want to try and cover as much ground as you can with the least amount of items. Puppet Master lacks escape mechanisms, so getting something like an Assassin's Shroud would provide you not only with survivability, but also some damage. Getting a Totem of Coldra provides you with more utility, a little bit of damage, and even some strength for survivability. These are only examples of items to aim for, however. Depending on the situation, you might find yourself getting items like Alchemist Bones, Rift Shards, a Hellflower, a Storm Spirit, or even an Elder Parasite. So how do you decide what to get? Well, I would definitely prioritize survivability over damage. That said, even though I would still get damage items even in a serious game, I would first tackle the issue of survivability. If you have time and money to invest in damage, attack speed is key to getting more Whiplash procs. While these are good ideas to shoot for on Puppet, you obviously need something to fill the gap. Fortified Bracers are great for early game survivability. A single Scarab can be used for mana regen almost all game, even if you don't plan on turning it into anything. As for boots, I usually always get Enhanced Marchers for the attack speed. Keep in mind that people don't expect much more from you than for you to cast your 3 spells and not die. If you can do all this whilst also semi-carrying your team, so much the better. Although I am an advocate of juggling both roles, you should indeed put disabling above carrying. Although Puppet can dish out some crazy damage, you should never pick Puppet as your team's only carry. He's great at assisting, but by no means capable of carrying an entire team alone. Well, that's basically all of it. Note that I only went over the items for Puppet briefly. There's plenty of items I didn't mention like Shield Breaker or Demonic Breastplate that are worth getting depending on the situation. Well, I hope you learned something, and I wish you good luck.